Hi friends, Jen McClellan here. I've known for a while that this date has been rapidly approaching. I didn't know what I was going to do to celebrate, but I knew I would do something, and then all of a sudden it's here, and things have been really busy. I was at a speaking engagement 2 weeks ago and have another one coming up the weekend after this. So here I am. You found me with my wrinkled curtains in my kitchen because I really should take care of that and didn't realize how bad they were. But I'm here. I just got off work, but I wanted to do something to celebrate 5 years since I started the Plus Size Mommy Memoirs blog. Where has the time gone? So for those of you who don't know my story or why I started the blog, I think it'd be good for me to share it. In January of 2010, my husband and I found out we were expecting our first child, and it was really exciting and scary and all of those feelings that every person feels when they have a pregnancy test become positive. And I went online, and it wasn't what I was expecting. A lot of what I read was really negative because I just assumed that things would be different because of my size. And I read that I would develop gestational diabetes, I would have a cesarean birth, but I also read that I was a horrible person for wanting to become a mother as a fat woman. I'd been big most of my life, so I had existed in this body and been healthy, so I didn't understand why things would be so completely different than all of my other friends' experiences. So I really worked to be proactive. I fell in love with water and aerobics, hired a doula. My doula turned me on to the midwifery model of care. So my husband and I ended up switching from our OB at one hospital to one of the most incredible midwifery programs in Colorado at Denver Health. And that was really the biggest turning point because all of a sudden I, for the first time in my life, had a care provider who touched my body with compassion and who made me feel like my body was amazing. And I don't even know how to really explain completely. Why am I already crying? I don't know how to really explain how Eliza, my midwife, really started to change these feelings, these narratives that I'd always heard. Every care provider had always said, "You're too big, you need to lose weight, blah, 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 you're bad, you're horrible." I mean, I would leave, regular appointments just feeling like, okay, well now I feel like crap, so I'm just gonna eat. But here was this midwife that was like, "Hey, your body as it is today is pretty amazing. I think it's great you're doing water aerobics. Keep it up. Hey, how's nutrition going?" So it was just a different way of reframing, yeah, let's focus on health, but this is what you've got today, and yeah, your hips are big, but you can birth a big baby. Like, it just really started to change things. And having a doula that was like, "You're not high risk, you are healthy, you don't have any risks." It just really started to change how I had always felt about a body that had always been bigger. I grew up in California, was fat, it wasn't easy. um, but I I knew I wanted a natural childbirth. I'm so grateful to have a mom that had natural births, and that was important to her. So it was important to me as well. Um, Whatever type of birth you want is fine, no judgment. But the day came, and I went into labor early. It was just over 37 weeks, and so I was in denial and spent 4 hours pacing around my dining room table. um, Pacing because I was hoping it would end and I could go back to bed, but after about 4 hours I was like, yeah, I don't want this to end. I don't want to start over again. Anyways, long story short, 16 hours of natural labor, and then it came time to birth my baby, and my midwife said, "Climb up on the bed on your knees." I never expected that. I had really never even thought about what position I would give birth in because I was so afraid of being vulnerable and exposed. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I thought a natural childbirth was great, because no one else had to move my body. I could move my own body. And being a larger woman, that was a really big fear of mine. Having a cesarean birth was a huge fear of mine, recovering from major surgery as a larger woman. But I had this midwife that believed in my body, Maggie. She was amazing, and for my birth. And I climbed up on the bed, and I just remember thinking, okay, this is like everything is transitioning now. Like, this is intense. I like everything had gone fairly smoothly, or as smoothly as natural labor can go. And I was getting in the rhythm of contractions and riding them like a wave. Um, but then there came this point where I didn't, it was almost, it wasn't really a panic, but I kind of didn't know what to do. And my doula just said, listen to your body. And that was really intense within those few seconds that I was processing this, because I had never listened to my body. I had never trusted my body before. I'd say like one time at summer camp when I was little and had to do like a ropes course. That was probably the only time when I trusted it. But I hadn't trusted it for a long time. But I did. I let go. I let go of all these voices in my head for 30 years that had told me that my body was bad, my body was wrong, my body was incapable. And I let go and I trusted, and it was friggin' amazing. I pushed out my baby in 30 minutes and I was high. I mean, yes, it's oxytocin, it's hormones, but it wasn't just that. It was this realization that I'm not broken. My body is not broken. Everything that the media and society and all the cruel people that have all told me my whole life that there was something wrong with me, they were full of it. It was just, it was amazing, incredible. And then I became a mother and I had this little itty bitty, amazing, incredible baby. And my husband, who I loved since I was 19, and here we were parents, and it was exciting and wonderful and really exhausting being new parents. But after we kind of got in the hang of it, it kept gnawing at me, this idea that I wasn't the only first fat woman that ever given birth on her knees or had a healthy pregnancy. That couldn't be true. Yeah, so I started a blog, Plus Size Mommy Memoirs, because I knew I wanted plus size in it, and mommy, and memoirs, because stories are so important. I wanted to change the narrative. I didn't want other women in my position to go online and read all these horrible things will definitely happen to you because you're fat. It's not even evidence based. Yes, there are increased risks, yes, but it doesn't mean that you will automatically become high risk. So yeah, I mean that's what started it all. And soon thereafter I started the Plus Size Birth website because I was getting so many questions on Facebook, and I knew there needed to be resources, and I also wanted other good positive things to start climbing up in Google as opposed to all the negative stuff. Um, yeah, and it's just been an amazing journey. I got certified as a childbirth educator because I was like, I don't want to just talk to moms. I want to talk to birth professionals. I want to talk from a consumer perspective, but also have a few initials behind my name so they'll listen to me and say, listen, this is how you treat us and make us feel. Like, don't call us obese. We don't like being called obese. I don't think anyone likes to be called obese. Um, yeah, it's been amazing, and I have traveled the country speaking to not only birth professionals but moms about body love. I've been on Huffington Post Live and had all these just outstanding experiences, but none of them, here I go crying again, none of them compare to the emails I get um, from women thanking me for having these resources, which is why I started all this in the beginning. And one of my favorite things to do, which they don't know, when I respond is to remind them that they did the work, right? It wasn't me. They just found my resources, but they did the work. Like, you watching this now, if you are a plus size woman, like, you can take it upon yourself to seek out positive information. You can take it upon yourself to hire a doula and connect with a size-friendly care provider, because it can really transform your outcome. And then also, if you do develop complications or have a cesarean birth, it doesn't mean that you have failed your baby or that your body is a failure. Things happen that are without our control as well. Don't read the things that say that you're a bad person or believe them, because that is so far from the truth. It doesn't help. Studies show that when we're shamed because of our size, it makes us fatter and less likely to receive routine medical care. So we need to stop buying into that crap, because it is crap. Um, so yeah, it's been amazing and beautiful, and I'm so proud of all I've done. But I also, 5 years now, I'm exhausted. I still work a full-time job on top of all of this. It has been a lot of work, a lot of joy, but yeah. So I think for this next year, I really want to set some stronger boundaries and prioritize my own family, because I'm not I'm not the same person I was before I started this journey, and that's taken a toll on my marriage. I'm being really honest right now. But it's true, it has. I mean, blogging, everyone looks at it like, oh my gosh, you have all these followers, it's so exciting. And I'm like, yeah, it's great, but I don't care about the numbers or the followers. I care about really trying to make a difference, and it's also really hard. I've been attacked quite a bit for being a fat woman who loves her body. Like, that's something that society doesn't know how to process. I've been attacked, been called horrible things. Now I'm used to it. It doesn't really bother me, um but the main thing is it's really changed who I am and the time I spent. I'm not as good a wife or mother or daughter-in-law as I was before starting all this. So I really want to still do everything I'm doing, but also focus in on my family as well, and thank my family for supporting me these past 5 years. Thank my mom for setting the foundation of the importance of advocating for yourself and the type of birth you want. My sister, because every conversation somehow usually goes back to birth. My dad for liking everything. He's cute. My mother-in-law, because I know I used to be a better daughter-in-law before I spent so much time in all this. My son for turning me into a mom and teaching me how to love my body. But the main person I really want to thank from my family is my husband, because like I briefly mentioned on, which again, I being so open right now, I swear I've only had like 2 sips of my mommy juice. But I'm not the same person, and there's a lot of good in that, but there's a lot of time that gets taken away from him, and my passions have changed, and my desires and the things that I go after in life are different than before. I used to scrapbook. So I really want to be better at balancing. So, yeah. But I also have so many other people to quickly thank. The admins who support me on the private forum, thank you. I literally could not do it without you. Every single person that has liked Plus Size Mommy Memoirs Facebook page and Instagram and all the other outlets, but also not just liked it, but engaged with it. It means so much. People who comment on blog posts, like I spend hours writing one post because I'm neurotic. Thank you to my editor. To all my friends before I became a birth junkie, thank you for either unfollowing me on Facebook because you're tired of seeing everything, but not unliking me, but for being there for me, and to all my friends that I've met because of this work. You've changed my life, made it better. So yeah, I'm really weepy. I'm thankful. But as I mentioned in the beginning, I work full time to support my family as well as doing all this. My husband went to culinary school. He's amazing. He's a baker, so I know some people get to blog full time and their partners provide for them, but I don't have that. So if you are still hanging on through my weepy talk, ways that you can really help support me if you're interested is I'm going to relaunch, I'll post it here, I'm going to relaunch my Teespring campaign. So basically you get a t-shirt or a tank top or a hoodie, and I get a percentage of the sales. Everything goes straight back into Plus Size Birth. I have a really big newsletter list. It costs like $75 a month on top of hosting fees and everything else that it takes to do all this work. So yeah, my family pays for it, and thankfully I've had some awesome sponsors come through too. But if you want to help, you can buy something, because I don't want just donations. Then that'll help a lot, so please consider it. Also, I co-authored a book with an amazing child and family therapist, Amanda Edwards, who is now my Peachy Mom's partner. We started this new project Because when I started doing speaking engagements for Body Love, with Birth Without Fear and a few other organizations, I had all these incredible moms come up to me afterwards and thank me for my work, but then they go to my website, Plus Size Birth. It doesn't resonate for everyone. So I really wanted to connect with an amazing woman and start a new project that was really about body love for moms of all shapes and sizes. So that's what Peachy Moms is. We wrote the Peachy Moms Guide to Body Love for Moms. It's not that thick because we understand motherhood. We are moms. We're just now starting to be alone because our kids are older. So the idea is to have it be something that you can realistically read and then really invest your time in doing the activities as well. So I'll post links for that and Teespring in there. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, truly. Thank you for believing in me and what I'm doing. Thank you for understanding that I'm going to set stronger boundaries this next year. Yeah, it's been, I'm really glad I've done it. I'm really glad I wanted to share my story. I look back on so much and I'm so incredibly thankful for these opportunities and for the amazing people I've connected with. So I'm going to stop crying and drink some mommy juice and take a bath and light some candles because I'm really going to be doing some good self-care. And I really want each of you who are watching this after you're done laughing at me to also do something. My challenge to you is to do something good self-care for yourself as well. I think that's really important. It's something that I've really neglected. So self-care is important. Thank you for all your love and support. And I hope to still be crying about this work 5 years from now because I really believe in it. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So thank you. Bye, friends.